Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is one of the best martial arts out there, but if you're not careful, you could wreck your body over time. I'm Stefan Bradley, a purple belt from little old New Zealand. You've probably seen all the videos on YouTube with people talking about how Jiu Jitsu has wrecked their body for life. And honestly, most of that could have been avoided by training smarter. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the common problem areas and what we can do to avoid them. No one wants to get into something like this only to bail in a few years because of mounting injuries. So follow these tips and you'll be able to roll well into your golden years. When you first start Jiu Jitsu, your body might feel wrecked. Soreness and stiffness is normal, especially if you're new to grappling. Some of the common areas of strain are your neck and shoulders from holding tight grips, resisting chokes, or just from getting stacked. Our lower back, constant bending and guard play can take its toll if you don't have a strong core. Your knees, playing open guard, leg entanglements, or just from kneeling too much can cause knee strain. Your elbows. Overuse of your grips and armbar defenses can lead to elbow strains. And your core can take a real hiding from being used in different ways that your body's just not used to. And if your core's not as developed as it could be, this could lead to lower back strains and side sprains. I'm going to go into more detail about the common injuries later on, so make sure you stick around. But all in all, this kind of stiffness and soreness is just your body getting used to something it hasn't done before. But that's normal when starting any new physically demanding activity, but don't ignore it. It's your body trying to tell you something. You will benefit from splitting up your training a little bit early on. Not just training Jiu-Jitsu every single day. You need to split it up with some strength and mobility training. But how does Jiu-Jitsu compare to other physical activities like running, lifting, or even football in terms of long-term injuries? Unlike running and weightlifting, Jiu-Jitsu is fairly low impact. You're not pounding your feet on the pavements or pushing super heavy loads. Most movements are body weight based. Running has huge impact on your knees and hips over time. Every stride you take is about 6 times your body weight on your joints. In Jiu-Jitsu, we spend the majority of the time on the mats. The impact on our joints is far less. So for that reason, it's important to learn to tap early. If you notice your shoulder is sore the day after you were drilling Kimuras, it's because you let your partner push it too far before you tapped. Remember, you're just drilling. If they're getting there or thereabouts, tap. It's not the moment to prove to them how flexible you are. Your shoulder obviously didn't like being cranked through that position 30 or 40 times. It's the same in rolls. Once your arm is straight, just tap. You f***ed up by letting it get straight in the first place. So reset and start again. It's the same with your legs. And I found out the hard way exactly how far you can push your leg in a leg lock. You can watch that video there. Once I've got a good grip, you missed your window to escape. Just tap and start again. Tapping early and often is going to save your body. Jiu-Jitsu is a full body workout. It builds cardio and functional strength and mobility, but you still need to assist it in those movements. You'll see black belts in their 50s and 60s still rolling. That's because Jiu-Jitsu is more about technique than it is brute strength. As you refine your technique, the physicality of it will decrease. Sure, strength is always going to be part of it. If you don't need to use strength, then don't. The point is to always use techniques as efficiently as possible. Having strong muscles is going to protect your joints, but using strong frames is going to keep your joints safe without burning out your gas tank. I get wrongly praised for having a great gas tank. Sure, I'm pretty fit, but what I'm really doing is framing well, staying safe, and waiting for the most efficient moment to time my escape. I want to get to the last minute of a roll and have more in the gas tank than my training partner does. Your techniques work way better when they're more tired than you are. Mobility and flexibility are game changers when it comes to preventing injuries and staying on the mats long term. Check out these mobility specific exercises you should all be doing. Hip openers, essential for guard players. Try 90-90 hip stretches or pigeon pose to loosen up your hips. Shoulder mobility drills. The shoulders take a beating from shrimping, pushing, pulling. Incorporate shoulder dislocates with a resistance band and arm circles to increase range of motion. Thoracic spine mobility. Guard players often experience stiffness in their mid-back. Include cat-cow stretch and thoracic spine rotations. Ankle mobility. Necessary for stability, especially in guard transitions. Perform ankle circles and calf stretches. Flexibility and mobility isn't built in a day. It's the long-term play. And honestly, it's only going to take a few extra minutes a day. Spending as little as 5 minutes a day on a simple stretching and mobility routine is going to do wonders for you in the long term. It's going to add years to your jiu-jitsu life. Alright, so let's look at some common injuries and how to prevent them. Knee injuries. ACL and meniscus tears from aggressive leg locks or kneeling positions. Strengthen the muscles around your knees with bodyweight squats, lunges, or lying leg raises. Use knee sleeves for extra support if you have to. Lower back issues from playing guard or improper posture during rolls. Strengthen your core with exercises like planks or dead bugs. Always maintain good posture while rolling. Keep your back straight and engage your core. Shoulder problems. Overextending or being caught in kimuras and Americanas. Strengthen your rotator cuff with external rotations using resistance bands. Always tap early to shoulder locks. Honestly, one of the best ways to prevent injuries is to tap early. There's no shame in it. And choose training partners who roll with control, especially if you're older. And for any of you that are a bit older when you're getting started, you've got to train smart. It's okay to be selective with your rolls. You're probably better off getting more rolls in with colored belts than you are with other spazzy white belts. Don't try to win every roll. Slow down, focus on the techniques. Try to implement what you learned today and develop a good recovery routine. I'm not saying everybody has to be doing ice baths, but make sure you're getting some protein in after training. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day, especially a day after training. Go home and do some light stretches after you have a roll. And make sure you're getting enough sleep. 7 to 8 hours a night is minimum to let your body recover properly, especially from something as grueling as Jiu Jitsu. And listen to your body. Pain is a signal. If something doesn't feel right, it's better to have a rest day. The more you let these little injuries build up, the worse they get. And eventually something's going to give. Jiu Jitsu is more than just physical. It's mentally rewarding. The mental focus and problem-solving nature of grappling reduces stress and improves mental resilience. As you progress, Jiu Jitsu builds confidence in your physical capabilities and your mental fortitude. It's a great full-body workout. Grappling uses muscles you wouldn't activate during normal workouts. So does Jiu Jitsu damage your body over time? Yeah, it can, but it doesn't have to. If you focus on mobility and flexibility and training smart, you can enjoy the benefits of Jiu Jitsu for a long time. Sure, accidents are going to happen. There's nothing we can do to stay completely safe. After all, we're fighting. But there's definitely a whole lot you can do to minimize it. I see a massive amount of injuries that really could have been avoided by a little bit of planning and a little bit less ego. What's your experience with soreness and injuries in Jiu Jitsu? Let me know in the comments. And if you get some tips of your own, feel free to share them. And while you're down there, give me a like and subscribe so more people like you can find the channel. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you on the next one. Oos.